Hello, this is Elaine Sugar, award winning children's program facilitator and overall supporter of children's dreams. Welcome to the Empower Teen Self Esteem podcast. We bring you ideas and resources that help teens shine and help ease parents' minds. Welcome to this episode of Empower Teen Self Esteem. It is wonderful to be with you today. This program is all about empowering teens, and it's so wonderful that we've gotten to a stage in the program where we actually have teenagers coming on the show, giving advice, telling about their experiences and how they are changing the world. So today, our guest is Tarun Masapeta. I hope I pronounced that properly. Tarun is going to be talking to us about our school, our health, and a wonderful project that he is working on to help young people with financial literacy. So, Tarun, welcome to Empower Teen Self Esteem. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here. It's such an honor.
Yes, I'm excited to have you. So I know you have lots of wonderful things that you want to talk to us about, a lot of things you're involved in. But before we get into the details, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, currently I am 19 years old. I am a sophomore student in my business administration program. And what I do is I work towards making the world a more equitable place. So this does not only mean towards business or entrepreneurship, but I'm talking about gender equality as a whole and towards climate change as well. So like I like to involve myself in everything, but I believe that we can actually have a utopia, and for the next 50 years or so, our kids can actually have the same world that we've inhabited ourselves to. So that's my goal as well.
Wonderful. And we will get right into it. So tell me what you think it is we need to know or do about our school.
Great. So I started Project EIFL back in May 2021. And the way you can help it is you can obviously follow it, but apart from that, you can always reach out to us on our website, which is mentioned in the project, in the name of the Instagram page. And you can always let us know if we can collaborate with you, or any organization that you know. And we will provide you with financial literacy. We'll provide you with entrepreneurship. We will let you know that uh, the only way to provide, or like to move on from your generation, is not only through what your parents have told you, but through financial literacy and through entrepreneurship. So all you need to do is reach out to us, and we will take care of it. So that's the only step that we require from you. And
Okay.
apart from that, we will do our best to reach out to you. But sometimes we cannot always reach out to every corner of the world, so we require it from you.
Okay. Awesome. So the name of the project is EIFL, right? So that's IEFL. And then just tell us a little bit about how it's structured. So I know you have an Instagram page set up, and I will share the link in the description for the video as to how people can reach out. They want help with financial literacy, and it's free, which is wonderful. But just tell them like how it works. What happens when someone reaches out to you?
So the way EIFL works is that all we require from, like, if you're an organization or even if you're an individual, is that just search up Project EIFL on Instagram, reach out to us through a DM, or maybe through through a YouTube page or something, and we will provide you with the basics of financial literacy. So this could be ranging from investments to probably savings, and then to expenditure, all the way to how to start your own business. So this is where required for, forget the country. If you might be living in the United States, if you're living in Paris, France, if you're living in Laos, Vietnam, or if you're living in Mumbai, India, we don't really, we don't really care about that. All we care about is that every developing and underdeveloped nation, is that we don't require $500 billion projects.
Mm-hmm.
We require $500 million projects, so that we can provide more generation in employment, we can provide more generation in the GDP, and we can push you forward to that. So right
Okay.
now, what do we have? We have the resources and we have the knowledge to push you toward that level. So, make sure you reach out to us and we will help you in all ways. And as Elaine mentioned, it's all free. So it's something you should take advantage of.
So when someone actually reaches out on Instagram and say, "Listen, I'm thinking about starting my own business, and I heard you help people with financial literacy," are you setting them up with a coach, or are you emailing them training information? What actually happens when once they reach out? Like, how do you? What's the process like?
So the process over here is that, for example, in the next month, in November, we are tying up with an organization out in Kenya, Nairobi, which is the capital, called Art for Children. So what Art for Children does is that they get the children out of drugs, out of alcohol, and they get them to much more positive things. And financial literacy is one of the things that they believe is can get them to a better future.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we provide a minimum of 4 sessions or 4 lectures
Awesome.
where we provide all the what we believe is the basics of financial literacy, and we let them know that, hey, this is what you can do, this is what your government provides, and this is what you can push yourself forward to. And apart from this, apart from 4 sessions, with regard to the interest that they have, and with regard to the nonprofit or the platform that the interest that they have is, with their response obviously, is that we come back, we evaluate all that. In case they want a couple of extra sessions, we come back, we let them know that you can do this as well. Or if they're satisfied with the 4 sessions that we provide, we leave it over there. But normally, we give them 4 basic introductions to financial literacy, and
Awesome.
we hope that they make use of them.
It's fantastic. That's great stuff. And so you mentioned that you also support gender equality and you believe the work you all are doing can make a difference. Do you want to talk about that for a minute? What do we mean by gender equality and how can the work that you're doing help?
Right. So, one of my, I grew up in Dallas, Texas. I started my education in Dallas, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and I was fortunate enough to witness the Dallas Mavericks beat the Los Angeles Lakers.
Uh-huh.
So what did that mean? I could witness Kobe Bryant in live action, but what did I see beyond Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant had a few daughters, and what did Kobe Bryant portray to all of us as, planet Earth? Kobe Bryant said that I have 4 daughters. What does that mean? I have to work towards woman equality. I have to work towards gender equality.
Mm-hmm.
So that, you know, directly or indirectly, it sent a message to me that, hey, I watched this particular athlete
Mm-hmm.
work. I watched this particular athlete grow towards an MVP candidate. I watched him entertain me. So I think the least thing that I can do is give back to him by working towards gender equality. So he taught me a lot about gender equality, and that was when I made the decision
Awesome.
that forget Project EIFL. Just when I move on with my life as a whole, I will work towards gender equality. So if there are 5 positions, I will make sure that at least 3 positions are reserved for women because they are equally talented as men, if not better than men. And I particularly understood that or experienced that within my HR administration or within um, acquiring talent within my project. So for the respect of Kobe Bryant, obviously number one, and number two is that I am an advocate of gender equality. So for these 2 reasons, I work towards gender equality.
Fantastic. And for those young people who are listening that might not be familiar with the terminology, what we're talking about here is the fact that there's been a history in most countries around the world that women were not treated fairly and equally to men. So a woman could do the same job as a man, but wouldn't be paid the same simply because she's a female. So she would be paid less, even if the man and the woman were doing the same job. And also, there were certain jobs you couldn't apply for. There were certain places you couldn't go, certain things you couldn't do that would limit your ability to be successful, especially in the business world. So that's what Tarun is talking about, fighting for that to be fair and equal. So thank you so much for that. That's powerful. And you also wanted to talk about health. What did you want us to think about as far as health goes?
So when I talk about health, I'm not talking about physical health, but I'm talking about mental health. And
Ah,
one thing that you Elaine, that you've so perfectly done is that you told us teens that mental health is equivalently important as your physical health. And when we move on, what you don't see in your Coursera courses or your LinkedIn course or just any entrepreneurship course is that they don't really focus a lot on your mental health. So before you start your own organization, before you start your own company, or before you start anything, is that try to understand yourself before. And I'm talking from personal experience. So let yourself know, who are you? Like, are you the person that can delegate work? Are you the person that can move on with your work? Are you the person that can actually just go on with whatever vision you have and put that across? Are you the person that can convey people that this is who I am and do that? So it's very important that you're actually comfortable with yourself before you actually make yourself comfortable with the whole world, because the first step is making yourself believe in yourself. And a lot of people forget about that, and
mm-hmm.
they actually think that this is something that they can neglect, and that's not the case. I'm talking from personal experience. Self belief can actually take you to probably chapter number 3, skipping chapter number 2, which is just moving towards investors or probably possible investors. And that's why self belief is so important.
I agree. It's all about the mindset. Absolutely have
Right.
to believe in yourself. So, this is wonderful work that you are doing with Project Eiffel. So, I want to make sure that everyone knows exactly how they can support you, how they can get in touch with you. So, let's just re emphasize that one more time. And before you do that, is there anything else that's coming up or anything about the project that we haven't had a chance to touch on that you want to make sure we share?
Right. Thank you so much for that. First off, is that we've actually been nominated in the Citizen Entrepreneurship Competition under the Best Ideas of 2021 in the youth category. And you can
Nice.
vote for us using the link in our bio. And we would actually really appreciate this. We really require the support as well, just to push us toward the next level. And apart from that, if you would like us to probably benefit your society or your community, and if you just want to learn about financial literacy or entrepreneurship as a whole, you can always reach out to us either on our email or on our Instagram DM. We'll always reach out to you. We'll always respond to you, and we'll be super excited to do so as well. And one thing that we have in mind is that we don't judge with regard to what country you identify from, or with what gender you identify from. All we care about is that, are you coming from an underdeveloped or developing country? Because that's how you make a more equitable world. What's the point of putting the resources towards a developed country with a developing country, right? So you can make a developing country with compared to a developed country. So that's the mindset we have. So all you have to do is reach out to us and we will take care of it.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. I cannot thank you enough for doing this important work. Oh, I forgot to ask you, is there a deadline that people have that they have to cast their vote for the contest?
Yes, ma'am. We have 2 more days. I know I made this announcement, like, kind of on the spot, but like, 2 more days. Try to get your family, your friends, everyone that you know to vote for us. It would really help us out, and it would just help us impact more. That's the only image we have in mind. That's the only mindset we have in mind as well. So all we care about is impacting more. So please vote for us. Try to get your friends, your family to vote for us, and it would really help us out. And just to repeat Elaine's question, is that we have 2 more days to vote for us.
Awesome. Thank you again so much for joining us today, and thank you for what you are doing for young people, human beings around the world. All
Thank you so
right.
much, Elaine.
Yes, I
Thank
want
you
to
so much for what you're doing for teenagers.
thank you. I want to thank all of our listeners for joining us for this episode of Empower Teen Self-Esteem. Look forward to hearing from more teenagers, more adult guests. The show is expanding and growing, so come with us. Thank you. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Empower Teen Self-Esteem. Please follow Kids More Sugar on social media. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel to show that you support this content. And you can visit our website at kidsmoresugar.com to learn more about our free online kids program. Thank you.